in the heart of Beer City, USA. Two men, one journey to create a sports show unlike any other. Unfiltered, raw, and honest. One of them played a soccer goalie opposite Ben Stiller. The other once scored 6 points on Steph Curry. These guys know their shit.
Let's go!
Tank Spencer, Jeremy Greene, The Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingles Supermarkets. Low prices, love the savings.
And welcome into the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. And the Sportsocracy heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. We are live from the Ingles studio. I'm Tank Spencer. He's Jeremy Greene. And the first hour of the program always brought to you by Ingles. Low prices, love the savings. Don't forget, you can see the show now on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com, click on that live video link. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel. That way you can get in all the fun in the chat box. Jeremy really rankled me today when I walked in and I said, hey, did you see this thing? And so I mentioned it yesterday in the uncensored third hour of apparently Stephen Ross offered to pay his former head coach, Brian Flores, to lose games. And Jeremy's response was,
I don't care.
Like what?
I don't care.
It's the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard.
If you honestly think that some of these franchises, and I'll give you ones off the top of my head without looking at this.
Okay.
If you think the Detroit Lions, the Houston Texans, the Houston Rockets, the Orlando Magic, half of Major League Baseball are actually trying to win games, you are more naive than I thought you were.
Really?
You really look at the roster, and I'll even go back to that 2019 Dolphins team. You really think a GM put that team on the field and went, oh, yeah, we're good. We're going to win games. 7 wins at worst.
To me, it's very different. It's very different from putting together a roster. You remember a few years back, Mark Cuban got in trouble with the NBA because he went on Dan Patrick's show and he was talking about losing games and playing all the young guys, and we were throwing games, basically. He got fined by the league for that.
Oh.
To me, there's just a complete difference between having a bad team and then actually paying your guys to lose.
So the paying them to lose seems to be what everybody is rankling at.
Absolutely.
Why are you right? That's what I can't understand. Why are you rankling at this?
Because
and if I'm Brian Flores, this was actually a perk because you are hurting my stock. The fact you have given me this dog water team is hurting my ability to get another job.
Okay.
So you're paying me for the losses is almost a sorry for this roster I gave you. It'll be better next year if we had, I don't know, Joe Burrow.
Right.
You know, that quarterback that's played in the Super Bowl in 11 days?
Right.
I wonder if Miami would be better off if they had the ability to draft Joe Burrow.
Possibly.
And if they hadn't, offered 3 ones to trade up for him. I'm going to go one step further. The paying them, I don't care about anyone's money. I have never cared how much an athlete is paid. I have never cared how much a coach is paid. And I don't care how much money an owner has. I just don't care. I was taught from a young age to stay out of other people's wallets. It will do nothing but make you miserable. So take the paying them out of it. I'll even cede that. Okay, maybe that wasn't a great look. But my defense would be I'm trying to reimburse you for what I'm doing to your stock moving forward. You're stupid not to do this. Not pay them. When you're that bad, it's dumb to not lose.
Well, yeah,
I have said this on this show for years.
You have.
If you're going to be bad, be bad. Do you see the irony that the Miami Dolphins are in and we're not talking about the Brian Flores thing has been trending everywhere today. I will never give an opinion on how somebody else was thinking because I wouldn't want anybody to do it to me.
Right.
I don't know. I wasn't in the meeting. They didn't call me and ask me. We said on this show, I don't really understand why you fired Brian Flores. Had a good end of the year. I can also tell you there have been rumors around the league that he's not the easiest person to get along with.
Yeah, how much of that came from the organization, though? How much of that came from Miami? And
that
his
had been coming out of the organization for quite some time before he was ever fired.
Oh, I get it.
So,
but I think a lot of that has to do with this.
To do with it.
I mean, if you believe what Brian Flores is saying, he said today that when he was approached with this pay to lose scheme, that was when he lost all trust in the organization.
Cool.
And so at that
you hung around for 3 years.
And so
that's the most disingenuous thing I think I've ever heard somebody say. Oh, I totally lost faith, but I still went to work every day for 3 years. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I mean, you can infer what I'm trying to say there. I mean, if you lost faith in the organization, quit. Quit. If you think the organization is putting you in some god-awful situation, quit.
Right.
It makes no sense to me.
And then how does that look?
If he had said this, if this is true, and I can't verify that it is, I have no idea.
Right,
again,
nobody knows.
Wasn't in the room.
I mean, except for Brian Flores and Stephen Ross.
I wasn't in the room. If Brian Flores had walked away from Miami and said, I'm not doing this. I am not doing this. This is my first shot as a head coach, and I'm not going to have an owner incentivize me to lose.
Right.
It didn't change anything. You said this within 2 weeks of being fired anyway. Mm-hmm. So it's not like you look it's not like if somebody's going to agree with you, they're going to agree with you. If they're not, they're not. Doesn't matter when you said it.
Right.
But if you lost all this faith in the organization, that's weird. You continued to cash paychecks for 27 months. So, see, that kind of loses some steam for me.
Okay.
I was so offended. And you did absolutely nothing about it. Mm-hmm. I was so offended that they asked me to lose. And you told no one. It didn't come out until you got fired. Okay. I don't know. I wasn't in that room. I have absolutely no idea what was said. I can tell you that looks a little suspect to me. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, you're being incentivized to lose. Well, you're going to lose anyway because that roster was terrible. It was terrible.
And that was the thing, though. He didn't.
He did. He still had the 5th pick in the draft.
Well, of course he did.
Like they were threatening for a playoff berth.
No, but remember at the end of the season they go on this little winning streak, and that was what ruined it. I mean, it was total New York Jets kind of a move there.
Yeah, it's weird. Who you equated that to? Oh, you mean that team that never picks first? Mm-hmm. Ever? Mm-hmm. Because they always find a way to win one extra game?
Yep.
How's that worked out? Is that working out swimming?
I understand.
You think they feel better with Mark Sanchez, Zach Wilson? I could go through a bunch of those. Or do you think Miami feels better today with Tua Tagovailoa than they would have with Joe Burrow? No, if it sounds bad, and I understand it sounds bad because we're from birth. It is ingrained. You played to win the game.
Absolutely,
I get it. I 100% get that. There are bad wins and there are good losses. Whether anybody wants to believe that or not, I hate to tell you, there are bad wins and there are good losses. The New York Jets last year against the L.A. Rams was a bad win.
Right.
For the posterity of your franchise, that was a bad win. Mm-hmm. Miami had, I think, 13 good losses in Flores' first year as a coach. Mm-hmm. But to me, the outrage over this is mind-boggling.
I don't understand how it's mind-boggling to you.
Because you're naive.
But it goes against everything that we believe.
Do you think it doesn't happen?
Sports people, as sports fans, as athletes, as coaches, as everybody involved in sports, what's the number one goal?
Fact or fiction, you already knew this happened. There is no shock that teams go into games wanting to lose.
I mean, there are times.
You're being disingenuous if you tell me that you don't actually believe that. You've had an owner of an NFL or an NBA team tell you that. Mm-hmm. The Philadelphia 76ers didn't try to win a game for 4 years. You can stick your fingers in your ears or your head in the sand and act like, nope, everybody's tried every single time. Stop. Stop.
This is to me, it is. To me, it just goes against everything that you're supposed to be for in sports. And to have the owner of the team come out and offer to pay your coach $100,000 to lose games?
I would argue that that's probably the nicest thing Stephen Ross has ever done in his life.
It's probably the dumbest thing he's ever done.
I disagree. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to tell you he didn't say it. Mm-hmm. I'll bet he said it real early. Mm-hmm. I bet he said it within weeks of him taking the job.
Yeah.
Because that roster would have been a tough sell. They're terrible. They had no playmakers at all. The defense was a disaster. And the bottom of that roster was a CFL team. So, I mean, what do you think's going to happen? Oh, we're just going to... See, to me, this is the narrative that people that watch too many Disney movies put out. Oh, we should try to win every game.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, it's not like they went out there and threw it backwards. They tried to win. Unfortunately, they tried too well, or they tried too much. They were too successful at it, and now you still have a problem at quarterback.
Right.
You know who didn't? Cincinnati didn't. They're still playing. They're one of two teams because they had the number one pick, and they took Joe Burrow.
Right.
I
understand the positive.
How you feel about it is fine. I'm not gonna bang on you for saying, oh, you shouldn't intentionally lose games. Okay, that's your opinion.
Yeah.
I disagree with you, and I've said that this is not a new take for me. I've said this for years.
No, it's not. But to incentivize losing, that doesn't hurt you just as a sports fan.
No.
Wow.
No, actually, it tells me Stephen Ross is just fractionally smarter than I thought he was. That's not saying much.
What it tells me is he's an idiot and he needs to lose his team.
It's funny that you said that way because sports freak Brian Hall is a Miami Dolphins fan.
Yes, he is.
And the first thing he did this morning when he walked into Radio Ranch was he came right to the door and he asked me about this. And then he listed off all of the pitfalls of Stephen Ross. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, the one that I cared the least about was that he paid a coach to lose. No doubt. Not even close. You do remember that this is the same franchise that had a active coach get caught on camera doing drugs off a mirror.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that, right? You do remember that this is the same franchise that had a bullying scandal where one of their players forced another player to retire.
Yes.
You're shocked. You're just stunned that Stephen Ross would ever do that. Really? Come on. I've heard this all day, and it is the most disingenuous drivel I've ever heard.
It's
You're
not disingenuous.
Stunned. I can't believe somebody would do it. Really? You really cannot believe that?
No, I can't believe it.
It's mind-boggling.
I can't believe that you would go to a coach and say, I want to bring you in to lead this franchise, but hey,
and you know
we need a higher draft pick, so I'm going to pay you extra if you lose games. To me, that's ultimate scandal. That's ultimate scandal up there with the 1919 Black Sox.
It's not in the top 5 scandals of today.
Jeez.
It's not the biggest scandal with that team actively happening right now.
Oh, what's bigger?
Oh, the practices that have gone into the firing of Brian Flores. Again, I wasn't in the room. I don't know what somebody's thinking, and I'm not going to put ideas in their head.
Right.
There have been plenty of other shows today that will do that. I'm not going to. Scott Cutchall in our YouTube comments, it's not that it doesn't happen. It's contradictory to the principles of the game. It's the same as a stockbroker doing insider trading. Yes, they do it, but it's wrong. I never said it wasn't. I think it's much smarter than most people think it is. And I think it happens markedly more than you think it does. I could argue there's a quarter of the NFL that didn't want to win a game past week 7.
Sure.
And they did everything in their power to not do it. How many guys did I see that went on IR because they were hurt? That's not tanking to you? That's not in the same vein? It's not in the exact same vein. All Stephen Ross was saying is, hey, here's the thing. It's 4th and 1. You know what? Maybe we go for it instead of kick that tying field goal.
Right.
How's that sound?
Right.
I don't think Stephen Ross was sitting up in the box going full Yosemite Sam. Oh, tarnation. That
you don't know.
That darn win is going to... I don't think that's how that went.
Apparently nothing would shock you out of Stephen Ross. So
nothing would shock me out of Stephen Ross.
Yeah.
I've literally tried to think all day, what would actually stun me? What story out of that Miami Dolphins organization? I'm going to refer back to what I said a minute ago. They had a coach send a video of him doing narcotics to another person, and it leaked to TMZ. No, I'm not shocked that this franchise had something like that happen. I'm not shocked in the least.
But that was bigger than Stephen Ross paying. No.
Oh, yeah.
That's one dude doing something he's not supposed to do on the clock. I mean, that would be like me taking a nap in the floor in here and Brian Hall, the boss man, not endorsing it. This is him telling me to do that.
You're equating drug use that everyone in the building knew about to you
saying,
taking a nap. You are not doing yourself any favors to winning this argument.
I've already won the argument.
No,
we all know
you
that.
haven't. No, you haven't.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean,
this is because this is all. This is
awful. You can put your head in the sand and act like, oh, it doesn't happen. It's the end of the world. Chicken Little. I've literally given you 8 teams that are doing it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying they're paying anybody. The payment doesn't bother me. I don't care that you're paying somebody. This is a man worth $10 billion.
Mm-hmm.
I would bet he probably pays a lot of people to do a lot of things that you probably wouldn't like. And do you know why? Because he can. Because he has a bajillion dollars. So, yeah, I don't care what a billionaire does with their money.
Right.
I don't care. And maybe it's the draft guy and me going, well, you know what? If he had been better at that, it's entirely possible that we wouldn't be talking about this today.
Right. They ended up with Joe Burrow and everything's just peaches and cream.
And I'm an ends justifies a means kind of guy.
Yeah, I guess I've just never been that guy. And to me, this goes in the face of everything we've been taught about sportsmanship. I mean, it goes both ways. You lose with you can win with pride, and you can also lose with pride. This is not that. This is just, hey, let's go out there and let's just throw it all in. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to pay you to do it.
And that's the other part of this that I don't think anybody seems to understand. It's not like the offense was running the wrong direction.
Oh, I get it. I mean, to me, it's clear this went no farther because it would have happened.
Oh, I don't know that. You know what? I have no idea if it happened. I have no idea.
But you can see a world where Brian Flores comes out of that meeting and goes to his coaches and says, "Hey, Stephen Ross just told me he's going to pay me $100,000 to lose games. We need to make sure we do that."
I'm not saying he lost on purpose. I'm saying he had no choice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying that team was horrid. And I don't care.
No.
It does not move the needle for me, even one iota.
Wow.
And the fact that you don't think it's happening just rampantly in every sport.
Mm-hmm.
In every single sport. There have been at least 4 baseball teams in Major League Baseball, which is your sport,
mm-hmm.
that I genuinely don't think cared if they lost every game they played in every season of the last 20 years. Every single one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest with you, that's a bigger disparity to me. It's a bigger disparity to me. And it's funny, that ties into a topic we're going to have later today. It's a bigger deal to me that in baseball, you have a slew of teams that have absolutely no shot. None. You have such a financial disparity that you have no prayer.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that completely takes me out of it. The Miami Dolphins, okay, they tanked for a year. Okay, the Bengals tanked that same year, wound up with the first pick, and they're playing the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
There's a level playing field there. Anyone can do it. Anyone can not do it. The idea that flies in the face of sportsmanship, I got news for you. Sportsmanship, in large part, went out the window a long time ago. That's what people like John Mara have been railing against for years.
Right.
I don't care. I have to do what's best for my team. Fact or fiction, Joe Burrow would have been better for the Miami Dolphins than any win they could possibly have had. There you go.
Absolutely.
I'm the owner of the team. I'll do what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
If I think that's best for my team, that's what I'm going to do, and you're not going to tell me otherwise. Now, this idea that he's going to lose,
NFL does.
The idea that he's going to lose the team over this is one of the most comically stupid things I've ever heard somebody say out loud.
Oh yeah,
you do realize how many things Daniel Snyder has done.
I was getting ready to say that.
And the posterity of the fact that the same day he renames his team is the same day that this comes out is just dumbfounding to me.
Right.
You realize this wouldn't be the 8th biggest scandal for Daniel Snyder, but we must take his team away.
Right.
We must do it. Stop.
And they must.
And they won't.
And they won't. They must, but they won't. And I think it's going to cost. I mean,
It's going to cost what? Please finish that sentence.
Oh, it's going to cost you fans. It will. Guaranteed.
Yeah, there have been a lot of things that was going to cost the NFL fans. It's weird. They had 100 million unique viewers of both of their championship games. I think they're doing just fine.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
And I'll bet you the Super Bowl blows that number out of the water.
I'm sure
and
it will.
Next year's championship game will do the same thing, and we'll just keep tumbling on.
I just can't wait for Miami fans to show up to the stadium next year with their protests for Stephen Ross, because it's going to happen. You're telling me the owner of my team is paying our coach to lose games? Yeah, you count me out on that one. Thank God today I'm not a Miami Dolphins fan that has to make that kind of a decision. There was a big announcement today in the NFL. The Washington football team is thankfully no more. You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
A couple of sprinkles showing up late tonight up from the southwest. The bigger rains come to Asheville for Thursday. Mild temperatures, cloudy tonight and 41 degrees. Almost an inch of rain up from the southwest for Thursday, high 56. There are some flood alerts up to the west of us for some of the higher elevations. High Thursday 56, low Thursday night 52, and then more light rains on Friday with a high 56. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This report is sponsored by DuckDuckGo. Protect your privacy for free with DuckDuckGo.
I feel like I'm being haunted by a pair of headphones. Everywhere I go is a creepy ad for headphones I looked at one time. I hate that feeling like I'm being watched. I downloaded DuckDuckGo and saw a difference right away. Take back your privacy online with DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
If you suffer from chronic joint pain, don't assume that steroid shots, pain pills, and surgery are your only options. You can now get real, lasting, life-changing relief from QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in using biologic therapies to repair damaged tissue in your aching joints. This advanced, unique treatment protocol uses natural biologic agents, mostly from your own body. These powerful, highly concentrated growth factors are put directly into your affected joint, going to work to soothe the inflammation and restore damaged tissue. A truly regenerative treatment. Finally, a new, different, highly successful approach to dealing with joint pain. Is it time you got a second opinion? Call QC Kinetics now and wake up to a life without pain. Call QC Kinetics today at 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517. QC Kinetics.
To some, a baby's babbling doesn't mean much, but it does. Especially if there's no babbling at all. Little to no babbling by 12 months or later is just one of the possible signs of autism in children. Learn more at autismspeaks.org. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
The iHeartRadio app celebrates Black History Month by honoring the icons and anthems from past to present. From Aretha Franklin to Drake, Bob Marley to Beyonce, the most influential artists of all time are streaming now on Black History Month Radio. Plus, enjoy Black History Month playlists curated by dozens of artists like John Legend, Smokey Robinson, and Lizzo. And of course, dozens of Black culture podcasts to inspire and educate. Download the free iHeartRadio app and discover music, radio, and podcasts you'll love.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep the facility running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, and Maria in Miami, Jules in Minneapolis, and Stan in Central Indiana, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with experienced branch staff at over 250 locations so you get the product you're looking for. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey guys, I'm Ziggy, your local Philly girl, owner of Ziggy's Bakery and Deli. I've created a traditional northern deli with only the most authentic cheesesteaks outside of Philadelphia, served with provolone, white American, or Cheese Whiz. Our other classic deli sandwiches are made with the best quality meats and cheeses, available sliced by the pound. Join us for breakfast for house-made bagels with our custom cream cheeses. Or for something heartier, try a pork roll, egg and cheese, or house-cured lox. Ziggy's Bakery and Deli, in the corner of Asheville Commons, 1550 Hendersonville Road, open 8 to 3, Tuesday through Saturday.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I am Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.